Gather round, young children, sit by the fire, and let old Uncle Phil tell you a tale of an airport and a flight missed. So it is by the sound of the ramblings, it is, according to my watch here, it's actually after 3 a.m. right now. And I'm in DFW, the Dallas Fort Worth Airport, and I just got off the phone finally. So here's what happened. Strap yourself in, because this is a fun story. I'll try to keep it brief. Basically, I was supposed to get on a flight. I don't even remember what time. I think it was supposed to be like 6:30 something or other. And I was supposed to end up in Cleveland sometime in the 10:30 p.m. due to the hour change. I missed that flight. Why did I miss that flight? Well, that's a really good question. I don't have a good answer for you. I'm usually really good about these things. But I got to my gate, and it didn't seem like there was any activity happening. And I was like, well, I got time to kill. I'll go to that little tavern about 12 steps yonder, get myself a drink of water, and then I'll make my way back over to my flight with some water in me, because I was very parched. I had that water, and then I got sidetracked. I don't know why I got sidetracked. I was talking to people, and I took my watch. I'm like, oh, I got like 10 minutes before my flight leaves. I should probably go over to my terminal. I go over there, and it's already closed, and I was like, let me in. And somebody came out, and they were like, no, you can't go in because it already left. And I'm like, it already left? It's supposed to leave like minutes from now. And they're like, yeah, we closed the doors at 10 minutes early. And I'm like, okay, well, see, I know the planes don't leave right away. So they must have left even earlier than that. I don't know what happened, okay? I'm not sure. At this point, I'm feeling really stupid. And I'm like, how did I let this happen? Man, am I stupid. But I also didn't really notice anybody gathering there. So it was like it left early. It was like it wasn't leaving at all. It was like I screwed up. It was like a number of things were happening. So then I go, and the lady says, well, go over to gate D24, and there's a customer service desk, and you can talk to them, and they can change your flight for you. Great. I go to customer service, and there's this huge line. A lot of people from American Airlines were missing their flight. Not just my flight, I don't believe. I didn't check if there were others from my flight. But there were all these people, and people were upset. They were saying that American was keeping them late from customs, and because that they missed their flight, and they weren't being caring about that. I apologize. I don't have the words. I'm very tired, but I'm going to make this video right now while it's still fresh. So everybody was just waiting in line, waiting, and this guy was handing out these cards, and these cards gave a website, and you were supposed to be able to change your flight from this website. I go to the website. The website doesn't allow me to change my flight, which sucked. By the time I got helped by this guy, he's like, oh yeah, it wouldn't have helped you because your flight, I don't know what he said, your flight just left, or you're not eligible. You're not eligible to have your flight changed. That's what he said. You're not eligible. And this is where things got interesting. And then he's like, yeah, you got to call this number. This number, they can help you. All right, so it's probably like 7 o'clock or something at this point. I don't know what time it was. And so that's when the phone calls began. And from about 7 p.m. until 3 a.m., roughly, about 2:45, I've been on the phone ever since then. Talking with American, talking with Delta, talking with Alitalia, which is the airline for Italy. To keep this brief, I will say everybody was pushing the buck back and forth, and I called each of those airlines numerous times, every time getting told a different version of the same thing. We can't help you. You have to call your travel agent. Well, my travel agent, I didn't even go through them. It was my dad that set it up, but it was through AAA and a company called Globus. Well, AAA is closed last I checked on the weekends, and it's a holiday weekend. And Globus, from what I could tell, maybe I had a number for them and I lost it or whatever, I don't know. But from what we could find online, they didn't have an after hours number that would be able to help me. So it wouldn't even have mattered. But the point was, I was being told by everybody, we can't help you, talk to your travel agent, and I'm stranded. The flights at that point, I mean, flights have been created and then decreated and then recreated, and then I was telling a good friend of mine back in Cleveland, you know, who was kind enough to pick up my bag from the airport that did arrive where I did not arrive. You know, hold on to my bag, give it to my dad to take. Don't give it to my dad to take. Meet me at the airport and I'll take the bag. Just kidding. Don't do that, because I will only have a short window of time to get from one flight to another tomorrow. It was never ending. Delta came through for me in the end. They pulled, I got a wonderful manager on the line, wonderful human being by the name of Nadia. She really went above and beyond for me, truly. I won't tell you all the ways that she, I mean, I will tell you she stayed past her shift to help me out, made sure to call me back multiple times, removed every other airline for me, removed American Airlines, removed Alitalia, and I forgot to mention that part of the reason this issue was happening was apparently there was some kind of a maintenance issue with American. So it might not have been my fault. I don't know what happened. It might not have been, even though the flight did leave, and I think I screwed up. When I called to complain about, or to get the flight changed, they're like, yep, we can see there was an issue. There was a maintenance issue. I don't know. I don't know what the point of all this is. Maybe I wasn't meant to go on that flight. I don't know. I would like to believe that there is a reason that this happened. Maybe I'm meant to meet some different people on different flights. I don't know what the reason is. I have to believe there's a reason, because this was utter nonsense. I mean, regardless of if it was my fault or not. And I'm willing to take the blame if it really was my fault. The only reason why I'm questioning it is because of just the way that the situation rolled out, the way that there was a maintenance issue, the way that we were treated in line at American Airlines. We were ignored. People were not taking care of us, and when they were taking care of us, they were just absolutely. They just looked like they couldn't be bothered, or they were irritated to be there. And I get it. We're all very irritable when we're not getting to where we need to be. I understand, you know, but not everybody deserves to be treated like they're going to be a hostile customer. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And, you know, by the time 1 a.m. rolled around, I started getting a little hostile on the phone, but I made sure that I was like, hey, you know, I'm not mad at you, person on the phone. I'm not, you know, but just please help me out here, please. So anyway, long story short, and I could have made this longer, Delta came through for me. I found a nice little cubby hole here in this Coca-Cola area of DFW. I found a nice little cubby hole that I am going to fall asleep in, and it's right next to my gate. And I was worried about not getting food. Well, there's a 7-Eleven right next to me. If I want to eat right now, I can, but I'm not. I'm gonna just get some sleep, and then I'm gonna make it over to my gate, which is literally on the other side of where I'm pointing right now. I'm actually sleeping right next to my gate, so I'm not gonna miss anything. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, but just this is what happened. I hope the rest of the trip goes more smoothly than this. I would really, really appreciate it if it did. So universe, if you're listening to me, this is me saying, I've had enough, and I would love some smoother sailing going forward. But thank you to those who were helpful to me. I do appreciate that. I will be flying Delta the entire way. There is no more American Airlines. There is no more Alitalia. It's just Delta all the way through. They removed. Here's the other thing. Alitalia, when they found out from me, when I called them in a panic, when they found out that I was trying to change things, they canceled my flights without telling me. They like removed flights and didn't replace them with others. They just like removed stuff. So Delta had to go and like, they were gonna book me a flight with Alitalia on their dime. And then eventually they were just like, you know what, screw it. You're gonna fly Delta all the way. So like I said, there were so many hiccups that happened along the way, and now I'm just ready to go to bed. So I'm gonna do that, and I will do another video when I can. Hopefully it is from Italy and not some other diversion. I'm gonna be flying to Atlanta at about 2:30 p.m. and from Atlanta I'm gonna be going to Rome, and from Rome to Palermo. So, all Delta. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching.